Hey everyone, it's Wednesday, April 26th. I've been so busy, which is awesome. I love being busy. It keeps me out of trouble. Wanted to talk a little bit. I was chatting with a client earlier, and we talked about leveraging your time. Now, this is Utah. It's the do-it-yourself capital of the world. And that's really a challenge for those of us that provide services, because a lot of people here think that if they can do it themselves, if there's any way they can even Google how to do things themselves, that's what they should do. And sometimes that actually costs you much, much, much more money than it does just to hire someone to do it. Example, there's a joke that runs around about the difference between how a man and a woman changes the oil. A woman drives into the auto shop, turns over her keys, tells them, I want you to change my oil. They look up what kind of oil, they talk to her about different options that she has. Do you want regular synthetic oil? Do you want, are you planning on going out of town? Do you want us to top off the fluid levels for you? And she tells them what she wants. She goes in the waiting room. She waits for 30 minutes. She goes back out to the shop, pays the bill, about 40 bucks or so, whatever it is now, and drives away. It takes less than an hour. I mean, if they're really busy and she has to wait a minute, it may take an hour. A man, not all men are like this, but let's just kind of go with it. A man goes to AutoZone and he buys 5 quarts of oil and the thing to catch the old oil and an oil filter for, 20 bucks. He's going to save money, right? And then he goes in and he takes time to take the oil filter off, and he bashes himself in the head with it, and he drinks a couple of beers, and he keeps working on the car, and then he's got to get the oil on the filter just right to make sure the gasket seals, and then he test drives the car, and the seal blows and seizes the engine, and he gets in trouble for driving under the influence because he's got some beer on his breath, and it ends up costing him thousands of dollars. Okay, that's a little extreme, right? Hopefully that's a little extreme. But the thing is, the point is, why would you take a whole Saturday to work on your car if you are working for a living, if you are working for money, and you have the money? I mean, sometimes there's a point at which there just is no option. You have to do it yourself. The money is not there, but you can fiddle with it. But for the most part, most of us have the money. Why would he try to work so hard to save 20 bucks or 100 bucks when he's going to be earning more than that in the time that he would have spent working? Does that make sense? Let's take an attorney, just to have, a frame of reference. Attorneys make really good money. Attorneys can charge about, let's say, $200 an hour for your attorney's time. Why would that attorney spend 2 hours changing the oil on his car? He may know how to do it. He may know how to do it just fine. But why would he take even an hour? Why would he even take half an hour changing the oil on his car when in half an hour he could have made $100 and he's actually coming out ahead? This is called leveraging your time. Sometimes if the money's just not there, I can say, well, but I don't have the money to go. I have to, jury rig it, whatever. That happens at very low income levels, but if you are anywhere near the middle class, there kind of comes a point at which, is it really worth my time? Because my time's worth something. My time is it's not worth $200 an hour usually, but it's worth something. And I get to make the decision of Is it worth my time, or is it better for me to spend the money and save my time to do other things? There are things that I can do with my time that nobody else can do for me. For example, a couple of years ago when my son broke his arm, no one else could really be there for him but me. I couldn't outsource that, but I could outsource some other things so that I could be there with him. So, or mowing your lawn. If you enjoy mowing your lawn and you find it to be a pleasurable experience, if you enjoy doing yard work, then it's not really a matter of exchanging money for time. It's a matter of spending time doing things that you enjoy. But if you think lawn care is like poking yourself in the eye with a stick and you would rather get a root canal with no anesthesia than do your lawn, but you're going to do it anyway, which means it's going to take twice as long because you don't enjoy doing it, then it makes sense to outsource that. Find a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout to mow your lawn. Usually it's the boys that like to do it. My grandbaby's staying with us for a little bit. Find someone that enjoys doing it, maybe someone who makes a living doing it. They can do it quickly, they can do it efficiently, they have all the tools, and no matter what it costs, it's saving you your time. That's how millionaires actually become millionaires. They don't waste their time doing things that aren't actually important to them. Again, if lawn care is on your list and you really enjoy doing it and you look forward to Saturday when you can just spend the whole day outside gardening. My dad is like that. I don't think he likes mowing the yard so much because they have 5 or 10 acres of yard, but they enjoy the yard work. They're retired. That's something that they do, that at least since they spend the whole summer mowing the yard, I hope that means that they enjoy it. There are people that really enjoy gardening. Let them do the gardening for you. You may decide that you want to know how to do it, and there's a lot of things that I know how to do that I don't do. I know how to make chicken and dumplings from scratch, all the way from killing the chicken. Okay, I know how to kill a chicken. You're never going to find me killing a chicken, but I know how to do it. I've done it once. That was plenty. Why? Because one, I don't like it, and two, it's too time consuming. I have children and grandchildren that want my time. I know how to do it kind of as a, we did it once when I was a kid. An example would be, I do know how to throw a white glove dinner. I know where the crystal goes. I know how to handle china. I know how to set the table. Usually the only china I use in my house is Chinette. And again, it's because I have kids. I'm not in a position in my life right now where that's something I actually even want to do. However, as you can tell behind me, it's kind of messy back there. However, I know how. I just choose not to do it. Maybe that's kind of the mindset that you have. I know how to change the oil in my car just fine, but I work for an auto repair shop. How dumb would it be for me to change my own oil when I can throw my keys to the service writer and say, hey, as long as I'm here working, would you please make sure my car gets an oil change and a tire rotation and top off the fluids and whatever else it needs. It would be foolish of me to leave the shop and come home and then go to AutoZone and buy 5 quarts of oil and the bucket to catch the oil in and climb, and I would need an oil wrench, an oil filter remover thingy. I know what it looks like, but I don't know what it's called. And how dumb would it be for me to go and do all of that? I have a fully functional shop at my disposal, and so do you. You may call yours Jiffy Lube or Grease Monkeys or whatever's common in your part of the woods. It's not whether or not I enjoy it, it's not something that I need to be spending time on. I want to leverage that time. I want to let the guys change my oil, and in the time it takes for them to change my oil, I have actually earned the money back by doing the work that I do for them. So I'm not really out anything. You know, ooh, I might have to work another hour to cover that. It's called leveraging your time. You want to take your time. You want to use your time doing the things that actually earn you money, or the things that are important, such as family relationships, not urgent, and the things that are deeply important to you. Again, family relationships is one. We see this all the time in the movies where the dad has a high-powered job and he keeps missing his kids' games because he thinks work is more important. What you don't ever see them do is you will never ever hear about Warren Buffett mowing his own lawn, because he makes too much money to do that, so he outsources it. Now, outsourcing is not the same thing as offshoring. This is, someone that has to be local if it's lawn care, someone local, someone in the United States, someone like me, and I can take care of your books at a fraction of the cost of what it takes for a CPA firm to do. Just really quick, sharing this video to my own timeline, thank you, so that more people see it. I'm trying to build some viewing. It's really important to learn how to leverage your time, and all that means is that you take your time and you put it towards the things that are important and that make you money. And that could be family relationships, that can be, an example that we were talking about today is a semi-truck driver who wanted to save $100 on a brake job. So instead of just spending $500 and saving himself a full day of work, being able to work an extra day, he's got a load that's ready to go, he decided he was going to go to a different mechanic who is going to take longer, who actually cost him the money, cost him a day of work. That's why sometimes we talk about lost wages in ads for attorneys. They'll say they'll go after for lost wages. That's a very real thing. It's a very real asset. So just kind of keep that in mind, that a lot of times some of the things that you think that you need to do for yourself, you might just need to have a good handle on how it's done, and then let someone else do it. That may be the most cost-effective way that you can possibly get that task taken care of. Spend your time on those things that only you can do. Have a great afternoon, and I will talk to you tomorrow.